Hello everyone, this is Mansi Chauhan and welcome to Crack Academy. We are back with another one of the most important pillars of English grammar. That's one of the most important parts of speech at level 7. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Let's find out some extra or more information about nouns in these sentences. So we have few sentences present on the screen, and what we have to do is we have to find out more information regarding them and try to understand what kind of information the sentence is giving us about that noun. Doesn't matter whether that noun is in the subject position or that noun is in the predicate position. So let's just start. Uh, First sentence says, my cousin is tall and thin. The Marina Beach is the longest beach in India. The shampoo is cruelty free. He is a cute boy. Sheila has little patience. You are a foolish man. Sapna is an honest girl. Now let's go through the same sentences slowly one by one. My cousin is tall and thin. My cousin is tall and thin. So here I would say the noun is the cousin, and what extra information we are getting from that sentence is that cousin is very tall and cousin is very thin. So these are the two words that are describing our noun. In the next one, the Marina Beach is the longest beach in India. The Marina Beach is the longest beach in India. So, Marina Beach becomes a main noun which is in the subject part, and the information that it is giving is how long it is. So, the word that is describing it in this sentence is longest. Similarly, in the third sentence, the shampoo is cruelty free. Cruelty free, another new vocabulary word. Cruelty free is something where the product is not testing anything on animals. So that's cruelty free. That means the word that is giving us more information about the shampoo in this sentence, that is describing it, is cruelty free. Next, he is a cute boy. So he is the pronoun and boy is the noun. And the word that is describing them both is cute. Sheila has little patience. So here Sheila is our main noun, and how are we describing her? We are saying that she has very little patience. So the word little is describing Sheila here. Or not Sheila, but Sheila's patience. How is it? It's very little. You are a foolish man. So here you is our pronoun, and who is you? You is actually a man. So that is the noun here. Man is the noun. And which word is describing you as the man is the word foolish. Sapna is an honest girl. So here we are talking about Sapna. Sapna is the noun, and she is a girl. And which word is describing it, or which word is giving us extra information or more information about Sapna is the word honest. So what are the different words that are giving us more information about the nouns in these sentences? Number one, tall and thin in the first sentence. Then longest. Then cruelty free, then cute, then little, then foolish, and then honest. So these are the words that are giving us more information about noun or pronoun in these sentences. As a layman, that means as a beginner, when you are talking about such words, you would refer to them as describing words. You would refer to them as describing words. And as you move ahead and as your vocabulary changes, as you're moving on to the next levels, the same describing words in English grammar are referred to as adjectives. The same describing words which are describing the noun or the pronoun in the sentence are further on referred to as adjectives. That means the new concept that we are covering today is adjectives, one of the most important parts of speech, especially at this level. So what are adjectives and what is going to be our main focus point in this session? Let's start. An adjective is a word that gives us more information or details about the subject, which is a noun or a pronoun. It is made due to the addition of a certain suffix or prefix to a noun or pronoun. For example, hate is an adjective and it is made from the noun hatred. We have already done the concept of abstract nouns. Adjectives are found after the verb or before the noun that it is talking about. An adjective is a word belonging to one of the major form classes in any way of numerous languages and typically serving as a modifier of noun or as a describer of noun. That means giving more information about the noun. To denote quality of the thing, to talk about the quantity of the thing, or to talk about how something is different from another and at what degree, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Let's try to decode all these points one by one. The first pointer. The first pointer is simply telling you what adjectives are in the most common terms. Adjectives are nothing but certain words that are giving us more information or more details about the subject, whether the subject is a noun or the subject is a pronoun, doesn't matter. It is made due to the addition of certain suffix or prefix to a noun or pronoun. For example, if our abstract noun is hatred, then the adjective will be hate. And what is the position of an adjective in a sentence? It is mostly, not always 100%, but mostly in 90% of the cases, these are found after the verb or just before the noun that it is talking about. For example, let's repeat the previous example. If we say he is a cute boy, he is a cute boy. I'm taking the same example as the previous slide. So here is of course our verb, and cute is the adjective. Cute is the describing word and it is describing the boy. So it will be placed before the noun that it is describing and after the verb of the sentence. So here is the verb. So cute is placed after the verb and just before the word boy because it is describing the boy. Moving on. And as we move on to understand what are adjectives, we are also going to look at 4 different kind of adjectives at class 7 that we have to study. So the 4 different kinds of adjectives that are given here are possessive adjectives, interrogative adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, and compound adjectives. I am sure if you don't go into the depth of adjectives, we usually do not come across such words. When we read them at surface level, what we usually read about is quantity, any word that is telling you the quantity, any word that is telling you the quality of a noun, or any word that is telling you the number of a noun. But beyond this, we are also going to focus on these 4 kinds of adjectives: possessive, interrogative, demonstrative, and compound. Let's dive into their let's dive into the understanding deeply. So let's try to understand them in great depth one by one, starting off with what are possessive adjectives. What are possessive adjectives? These words express the possession of something or by someone by the noun. When we talk about possessive, what do you understand when we just say the term possessive in a sentence? For example, I am very possessive about my things. I am very possessive about my things. That means I have something and I care deeply about them. Don't want to share those things with someone. Very similarly, taking the same meaning from English, here, possessive adjectives, that means when something belongs to something or someone by the noun. For example, the bag is mine. The bag is mine. The pen is mine. The chair is mine. This sweater is mine. So here I am talking about possession of all these things by me, that all of these things belong to me. In these cases, in these certain cases, the word mine becomes your possessive adjective. Similarly, moving on to the next one, she loves her dress. Who does the dress belong to? It belongs to her. So she loves her dress. She has the possession of her dress. He plays with his pet. Who does the pet belong to? The pet belongs to him. So that's his pet. He loves his pet. I love your work. So here the work doesn't belong to I. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to someone, but I am saying that the work that is possessed by you, that is with you, I love that. Sam cherished memories of his birthday. Who does the birthday belong to? Whose birthday is it? So in these sentences, words like mine, her, his, your, and his. These words, mine, her, his, your. All these words are showing possession of something by someone. So, these words in such cases will be your possessive adjectives. Let's make some examples of our own. The bag is mine. So, like I said, the pen is mine. The shoes are mine. She loves her dress. I love my sweater. He plays with his pet. She plays her piano. Who does the piano belong to? To her. So in this case, mine, my, her. All these words are again possessive adjectives. Moving on to the next one, that was interrogative adjectives. Interrogative adjectives are the adjectives that are used before nouns to ask questions. Very direct. Let's look at few examples. What color are your pants? Which train goes to Delhi from here? What percentage is your battery? Which ticket will allow us on the train? What color is your purse? How are you feeling? What color is your birthday dress? I request you to go through all these examples yourself just once and focus on certain question words that we are using. Again, all the sentences are, What color are your pants? What color are your pens? What color are all the socks that you have? Which train goes to Delhi from here? Which metro goes to Chandni Chowk from here? What percentage is your battery in the phone? Which ticket will allow us on the train? Which ticket should I buy to go from Chandni Chowk to somewhere else? What color is your purse? How are you feeling? How? What color is your birthday dress? So, all the words that I've underlined here, all the WH question words, these are the words that are put before the noun and they are being used to ask a question. And let me write these words here. What, how, which. All these words here in these sentences are interrogative adjectives. Moving on, the third kind that we had seen was demonstrative adjectives. And what are demonstrative adjectives? Demonstrative adjectives are also called determiners and express the relative position of a noun in space and time. For example, if a noun is just kept here, then what is the position of it with respect to the space and time? For example, I won't fail you this time. I can never forget that incident. So, incident is a noun and something happened. And like when did it happen? Where did it happen? The word that is giving us that information is that. I can never forget that incident. So we don't know which incident we are talking about, but the word that gives us more information about it is still that. That means if two parties are talking, then it is pretty clear which particular incident they are talking about. I can never forget that incident. So in the time capsule, the word that is giving us more information is that. These fruits are rotting. Those people arrived early morning. I love these gifts. I hate these unclean rooms. Those places are for rent. These rooms are occupied. So let's see. Please go through these sentences one more time yourself. I won't fail you this time. Let's make our own examples. I'll pass you this time. I can never forget that incident. We shall never talk about that incident. Those people arrived early morning. Those people missed all the functions. I hate these unclean rooms. I hate these unclean rooms. I love these spacious rooms. So in these sentences, I'll pass you this time. We shall never talk about that incident. Those people missed all the functions. I love these spacious rooms. In the examples that we have written, these are the certain words which describe the relative position of a noun in space and time, and that's why they are demonstrative adjectives. Moving on to the fourth kind, compound adjectives. So when we talk about compound words, let's not go into the definition that's written here. when we talk about compound words in English, so what do we understand by those words? For example, let's write I've written two words here. First one is plum and second one is cake. These are two individual words also. If I say plum in a sentence, it makes absolute sense. For example, this pencil or this pen is plum in color, or the name of a fruit is also is plum. I like eating plum fruits, right? And the second word that I've written here is cake. So individually, cake also can be used in a sentence. I like eating cake. There is a cake kept here. Please keep the cake in the fridge. And when I combine both the words together, plum cake, then also it makes sense. That means compound words are those words where two individual words come together, and together, after coming together, they make a new word altogether, and it will have a perfect meaning. So when we say compound adjectives, that means in the adjective part, two different adjectives are coming together or two different words are coming together, and together they are describing a particular noun or pronoun. Together they are being used as a describing word. For example, like one of the examples that I had written in the first slide, the shampoo is cruelty free. Yes, I've written it again. The shampoo is cruelty free. So here, cruelty has a specific meaning when it is used individually. Free has a specific meaning when it is used individually. So cruelty free together means something that is not used on animals, something that is not tested on animals. Similarly, the other examples are, Sam got absent-minded over the years. He works in a white-collar job. The seminar was eye-opening. The shampoo is cruelty-free. The room is brightly lit. Sita is a self-sufficient woman. She wrote a 10-page article. Let's read them again one by one very slowly. Sam got absent-minded over the years. So here we are describing the boy Sam, and how is his mind working over the years? How has he changed over time? He got absent-minded. So in this compound word, the word absent has a different meaning when it is used individually. The word minded has a different meaning when it is used individually, and together they are coming as an adjective and describing Sam. Similarly, he works in a white collar job. White collar, a compound word. The word white might have a different meaning. The word collar has a different meaning. But when they are put together, they have a different meaning altogether. That means these are the words combined to work as one adjective. So although two words are combined here, but they have been combined together, and together they form one adjective. Cruelty free is not two adjectives. It is just one adjective. So moving on, we have just looked at the four kinds of adjectives, and we have a small exercise here. Let's look at the exercise. Identify the adjectives in following sentences. So we have about 10 sentences on the screen. I want you to read them yourself and find out where are the adjectives in these sentences. Let's go. All right, the 10 sentences on the screen are, I bought a red dress for the wedding. First of all, find out what is being described here. I is being described, the dress is being described, or the wedding is being described. All of these are nouns or pronouns. I bought a red dress for the wedding. So the word that is giving us more information in this sentence, or that is describing something, is red. And what is it describing? It is describing the noun dress. I bought a red dress for the wedding. Next one. I have 8 apples. I have 8 apples. What is the word that is describing here, or that is giving us more information about the noun or pronoun here? I have 8 apples. I is the pronoun. Is there any word that is describing I, that is describing me? I have 8 apples. No, I don't think any word in this sentence is describing I. Any other word that is describing any other noun? Apples is a noun. Is there any word that is giving us more information about apples? That is 8. How many apples do I have? I have 8 apples. So the word 8 here is the describing word, or it's the adjective. The food is delicious. The food is delicious. Very simple. Food is the noun, and the word that is describing food here is delicious. So delicious becomes our adjective. My brother is naughty. Very straight question. My brother is naughty. Brother is of course the pronoun. Sorry, the brother is of course the noun, and the word that's describing the brother is naughty. The movie we watched last night was boring. This sentence is a little bit longer, so try to solve it. What is the describing word or adjective in this sentence? The movie we watched last night was boring. The movie we watched last night was boring. Is the describing word last night? Is the describing word movie? Or is the describing word boring? So the word that is the adjective here, and which is describing the movie. Movie is the noun. So the word that is describing movie is boring. How was the movie? It was boring. Pablo Picasso is a fine artist. Pablo Picasso is a fine artist. Which word is describing Pablo Picasso here? Pablo Picasso is a fine artist. Simple. There is no confusion here. The word fine is adjective that is describing Pablo Picasso as an artist. The weather in Chennai is sultry all round the year. Sultry means very hot. So the weather in Chennai is sultry all round the year. Which word is describing Chennai, or it is describing the weather in Chennai? Super simple. Sultry means super hot. So sultry word is the adjective that is describing the weather of Chennai. Now is the great time to visit the United States. Which one is the adjective here? Now is a great time to visit the United States. So the word that is describing time in this sentence is the adjective, which is great. It was a fabulous drive. It was a fabulous drive. Very simple. Drive is a noun here. The word that is describing it is fabulous. The Marina Beach is the longest beach in India. We have discussed the same sentence earlier also. Marina Beach is the longest beach in India. So Marina Beach is our noun, and the word that's giving us more information about Marina Beach is longest. So longest becomes our adjective. So in these sentences, the adjectives are red, 8, delicious, naughty, boring, fine, sultry, great, fabulous, and longest. So these are our adjectives. We have one more very small exercise, and the exercise says, fill in the blanks with suitable adjectives. I want you to try this exercise yourself first, and then of course we will discuss it together. You have about 5 sentences. There is no help box. There is no, there are no guesses. You just have 5 sentences, and you have to fill in the blank with any appropriate adjective that you can find. So please, let's go through them. All right, the 5 cent, and it's your choice. There is no foundation. If my answers could be different from your answers can be different from what I think can fit in these blanks. The only condition is that the adjective should be suitable to that sentence. There were dash students in class. There were dash students in class. Never touch a dash wire. The tree is very dash. I have dash money now. I want to read dash articles related to Everest journey. Like I said, my answers and your answers can differ here because there is no help box. You have to write whatever adjective comes to your mind when it comes to describing these things. For example, there were dash students in class. Someone could say, like, the first word that came to my mind was many, that there were many students in class. So the word many is the adjective here, and it is describing the number of students in the class. How many students are there? There were many students in the class. Some people could also say a particular number, that there were 20 students in class. There were 20 students in class. So let's just write. There were, let's suppose I am writing many. There were many students in class. Never touch a dash wire. Never touch a dash wire. The first word that came to my mind was naked wire. Something that doesn't have that plastic lining outside, that's a naked wire. So never touch a naked wire. Which adjective comes to your mind when you think about wire? Never touch, someone could say, never touch a red wire. Never touch a long wire. Long word is also coming to my mind. So whichever adjective comes to your mind that could describe a wire. The tree is very dash. Honestly, the first adjective that came to my mind to describe a tree was old. The tree is very old. The tree is very tall. The tree is very green. Anything, any adjective that you think would be suitable for the sentence. Next, I have dash money now. How will you describe money? How are you going to find a suitable adjective that could fit in this sentence? I have dash money now. The first thing that comes to my mind is I have a lot of money now. You can't say I have many money now. I have a lot of money now. I have, someone could say, decent money now. I want to read dash articles related to Everest journey. I want to read many articles related to Everest journey. I want to read real articles related to the Everest journey. I want to read fake articles related to Everest journey. And like I said, any adjective that you think fits perfectly in the sentence, it fits suitably in the sentence, can be used here as an adjective. Before we move on to the next question, before we move on to the next session, it's very important to understand, we have already done 4 kinds of adjective. Those were compound adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, interrogative adjectives, all these, right? But we did not discuss what are the 2-3 different things, what are the 2-3 very common things that adjective tell us about the noun or a pronoun in this sentence. Let's try to understand that. Adjectives, right? First thing that they very commonly tell us is the quality of the noun or pronoun. For example, in quality you could have the color, in quality you could have size of something. For example, this pen is tiny. So which word describes the quality of this pen? Tiny. So tiny is your adjective of quality. This screen is big. Which word is describing the quality of this screen? This screen is big. Big. So big becomes your adjective. Another one. The horror movie is scary. The horror movie is scary. Which word in this sentence describes the quality of the horror movie? How was the horror movie? It was scary. So the word that describes the quality of horror movie in this sentence is scary. So that is your adjective of quality. Next common thing that an adjective can tell us in a sentence is the quantity. That means whenever you want to understand what is the adjective telling me in this sentence, ask yourself a question. Is it telling me how, or is it telling me how much? For example, I had very less milk in the morning. I consumed less milk in the morning. मैंने सुबह बहुत कम दूध पिया. I consumed less milk in the morning. How much milk did you have in the morning? I had less milk in the morning. So whichever word tells you how much of a noun or how much of a pronoun is involved in a sentence, it is telling you the quantity of the noun. So in that case, it becomes adjective of quantity. Number 3, most common thing that an adjective can tell us in a sentence about noun or pronoun is the number. So ma'am, what is the difference between quantity and number? They both are the same thing, right? Adjective of quantity also is telling you the number. Adjective of number also is telling you the number. Then what is the difference between the two? In adjective of quantity, we always ask the question how much. But as an adjective of number, we always ask the question how many. If the word answers the question how much, it is an adjective of quantity. But if the adjective is answering the question of how many, there were many students in the class. How many students were there in the class? There were many students in the class. So in that case, many became your adjective of number. It does not mean that adjective of number has to give the perfect precise number, and in quantity we will put something wherever we are not getting to know the real number. Ma'am, you said there are many students in the class, but हमें तो नहीं पता many मतलब कितने बच्चे, so it should be adjective of quantity? No. It does not mean that adjective of number will tell you the exact number. An adjective of quantity can tell you any quantity. No. If the word is answering the question how much, it is adjective of quantity. And if the word is answering the question how many, in that sense, it will be your adjective of number. Keeping this concept in mind, let's move on to the next question. Next question says, in each of the following sentences, you have about 5 sentences. Either an adverb or a noun form of a word has been used. However, there should have been an adjective in that place. An adjective of quality. It's a condition that in these 4-5 sentences, adjective of quality needed to be there. But instead of that, we have either some adverb or some different form of noun. Identify the word and replace it with appropriate adjective form of it. So in some sentences, form of the adjective has been changed and some other word is being used, and in some sentences some other form of noun is being used. we have to underline that wrong thing and then replace it with the correct adjective. So I'm giving you a minute, go through these 5 sentences and try to identify what was wrong in those sentences. Alright, so these 5 sentences are: many bravely soldiers have sacrificed their lives to give us freedom. Many bravely soldiers have sacrificed their lives to give us freedom. The picture hanging on the wall is very beautifully. The picture hanging on the wall is very beautifully. You should be faith to your friends. You should be, faith is an abstract noun. You should be faith to your friends. This question is too length. We will solve it later. This question is too length. We will solve it later. The book is a well collection of poems. The book is a well collection of poems. These are the 5 sentences. Let's understand what's the mistake in each and every sentence. Many bravely soldiers have sacrificed their lives to give us freedom. Many bravely soldiers. The word bravely here is actually an adverb. The soldiers fought for the nation bravely. So I will ask this question about the action. How did the soldiers fight for the country? They fought bravely. That means bravely is the adverb here. Bravely is the adverb here, and the correct adjective that should be used is many brave soldiers have sacrificed their lives to give us freedom. Next one. The picture hanging on the wall is very beautifully. The picture hanging on the wall is very beautifully. If I had said that you have hung the picture on this wall very beautifully, in that case, beautifully would have been an adverb. But we are not describing the action of hanging the photo here. We have to describe the picture here. So, adverb cannot be used for that. The picture hanging on the wall is very beautiful. You should be faith to your friends. You should be faith to your friends. Faith is again an abstract noun. So you should be what when you are someone who doesn't cheat, who stays loyal to their friends, then another word for that is faithful. So this is abstract noun, and the correct word that should be used here is faithful. Next, this question is too length. We will solve it later. This question is too length. We will solve it later. This question is too lengthy. We will solve it later. Next, the book is a well collection of poems. The book is a well collection of poems. Here, the wrong word that has been used here is well, and something that's well. What is the another word that we can use for it? The book is a good collection of poems. We have used simplest of describing word here. Simplest of describing words. The book is a good collection of poems. On that note, let's move on to the next exercise that we have. In each of the following sentences, a wrong adjective has been used to qualify the corresponding noun. Supply the correct adjective to make the sentence meaningful. You have about 5 to 6 sentences in front of you, and in each and every sentence, a wrong adjective has been used. That means it does not make sense in the sentence. Supply the correct adjective to make the sentence meaningful and find out what wrong adjective has been used. So I'm giving you a minute. Please go through these 5 to 6 sentences yourself. Right. The first sentence is, Nikita is dull enough to understand this quickly. So the word dull means someone who is not able to understand anything, and the sentence that is written, she is dull to understand all this quickly. So someone who understands everything quickly is not dull. So I would say maybe intelligent. Nikita is intelligent enough to understand this quickly. Shivam was once so cruel that he could not buy a house. So someone who doesn't have money or someone who is not able to buy something, is that person cruel? Or cruel is someone who doesn't care about others and does weird actions. So Shivam was someone who doesn't have money, I would say poor. Shivam was so poor that he could not buy a house. Next one. Salt is a strange gift of nature. So even though this sentence does make sense to me, that wow, salt is very weird and very new kind of gift that is given to us by nature, but not in a positive way. How will you change this sentence into a positive one? That salt is a dash gift of nature. Very simple. Just keep it simple. That's the trick. Keep your describing words and adjectives simple. I would say salt is a wonderful gift of nature because it really is. Stay as close to reality as possible. Salt is a wonderful gift of nature. The room was black. He could not see anything. So here I don't think black is a wrong choice for the word, but I would say we have to look for a synonym now. The room was black, he could not see anything. When a person is not able to see anything, that means the room was dark. So another word that can be used here instead of black is dark. The room was so dark, he could not see anything. Similarly, last sentence. Most of the politicians are shameful. They work to fulfill their own interest. Most of the politicians are shameful and they work only to fulfill their own needs. So someone who is just focused on himself or herself, only cares about his or her own self and not about others at all, that person is not shameful. I would say that person is more selfish. So another word that you can use here instead of shameful for politicians can be selfish. And the full sentence will be, most of these politicians are selfish. They work to fulfill only their own interests. So that was the exercise that talked about meaning and opposite of certain adjectives. On this note, our first session on adjective comes to an end. What we did was, first of all, we started with what are actually adjectives. Then we moved on to discuss the three most of the common types that we see and use in our daily lives. And they are quality, quantity and number. We understood the difference between adjective of quantity and adjective of quality, of number also. Whenever a word is answering the question of how much, it is telling us the quantity. Whenever a word is answering the question how many, it is answering the question of number. And after that, we moved on to the four kinds of adjectives that are there in a sentence. I hope this session was useful. In the very next session, we are going to focus on again different kinds of adjectives, but not the same ones, demonstrative, interrogative, compound, not all of that, but we are going to focus on certain kinds of adjectives that actually help us in comparing different people and different things together. So thank you, and we'll meet you in the next session.